Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Fox 23 News. I'm Nicole Menner. While the Mississippi State Bulldogs are looking ahead to this weekend's matchup with Florida, it's hard to move on completely from the loss against Kentucky. In case you forgot, the Dogs had 16 penalties in Lexington, and there's no room for those come Saturday. Nick Fitzgerald still reflecting on the loss, but he also said his team has brought back the intensity this week at practice.
I think that, we as an offense shot ourselves in the foot. Every chance that we had, there wasn't. I don't know if there was a drive without a penalty that put us behind the sticks. And when you're trying to kind of fight an uphill battle, constantly because you're always behind the sticks, that's tough to get anything going. Saturday night we had our time to kind of go through all the emotions that we were feeling. Wake up Sunday, come get treatment, get a good workout in, get a light practice. Monday off, watch film. Tuesday come out here, had a phenomenal practice. Started outside. Lightning camp, had to move indoors, and I felt like that we had a lot of intensity about us, and I think that we had just kind of a little pep in our step.
3 weeks into the season, and the NFL's roughing the passer rule has heads spinning. So far, refs have thrown 34 flags for roughing the passer this season, which is more than twice the total over the same period of time last year. This in part due to the emphasis against defenders landing on quarterbacks with all or most of their body weight. Now, that's a 23-year-old rule, but after complaints that it wasn't being enforced, the NFL, as I said, has emphasized it this season. The NFL Competition Committee had sent a video to teams that clarifies legal and illegal hits on quarterbacks, and it's been stated that the flags will continue to be thrown when there's no attempt by a defender to quote-unquote break their fall when they land on a quarterback. Here's what Drew Brees had to say on the subject.
Listen, all those things benefit me, right? Benefit the quarterback. But I will say, just from what I've seen in regards to what's being called now, I think it'd be hard to be a defensive player right now. It'd be hard to be a defensive lineman right now, just knowing what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Some of those hits I look at and say, man, that was just a good football. That was just a good tackle. It's just a good, hard-nosed football play. And others you look at and say, listen, he hit him in the head, or he drove him into the ground. That was legit. It's hard. I mean, it's a bang-bang call for an official, right? Are they going to start reviewing every one of these now? I don't know. I'll let the competition committee worry about that. I'm just going to worry about playing ball.
Today, the U.S. team hit the course for one last practice round before the start of the Ryder Cup tournament. The Americans are looking to win the Cup on foreign soil for the first time since 1993. And some of the young guys know how much this means for the veterans.
Tiger and Phil have never won a Ryder Cup over here, and the U.S. hasn't done it in quite some time. And I'd love to be a part of a team that wins over here.
To be on a team with Tiger and Phil is a dream come true. And this week I think we have that extra motivation to try and win one for them.
Since the tournament is in Europe, the times may be tough to watch. The first four-ball pairing of Finau and Brooks Koepka will face off against Justin Rose and Jon Rahm a little after 1 a.m. All right, well, things are getting wild in the National League. While the Braves were the only team to secure a playoff spot, that was back last Saturday, a few more have officially made it to the postseason. Last night, the Brewers sweeping the St. Louis Cardinals and punching a ticket to at least the wild card game for their first playoff berth since 2011. The other spot would go to the Cubs last night after an extra innings win over the Pirates. Now, as for division clinching, the NL Central is still up for grabs between the Cubs and Brewers, while the Rockies have now slipped a full game ahead of the Dodgers after a 4-game series sweep of the Phillies in the West. So as of right now, the Dodgers and Cardinals fighting for that second wild card spot. Of course, the regular season ends on Sunday.
Here's the crazy thing. The Dodgers have a $6 billion payroll.
You're obsessed with talking about a team's payroll.
Yeah, because when the Yankees were the highest payroll, that's all everybody heard was Yankees trying to buy championships. That's not what we did. However, now that the Dodgers have such a high payroll, no one's talking about it. No one says it.
Anywho, it's funny too because things in the American League, they feel like it feels like that's been figured out for a while, and the National League is going to come right down to the wire most likely, with all the games left to be played, 3 games left for most of these teams.
Thanks a lot.
Should be interesting to see
it is going to be an interesting
ends up in it.
Race.